wasn't expecting Formula E to sound like that, but welcome to the London ePrix. There's a drum band welcoming everybody in. We've come here on public transport. I'm here with my son Tycho, who came to the very first London ePrix with me back in, I think, 2015. And it's at Excel. And part of the circuit is inside the Excel Exhibition Centre. You know this. Drive around the outside and drive through it, which you can do with electric cars. And I have to say, as we came in, we walked over a bridge that crosses part of the circuit, and the cars were out for practice, and they sounded amazing. They sounded space age. It's pretty good, pretty good. But I'm just gathering with some people who've invited us here today, so we're going to go and talk to some of the people from ABB, the sponsors of Formula E, and talk about the support that they're giving the electrification of not just motorsport but of all transport in the UK and all over the world. Before seeing the cars on track, myself and a number of other journalists had a chance to sit down and have a chat with Oliver Johnson. He's the UK lead at ABB e-mobility. He told us a little bit about the firm, what they do, and how they became the title sponsor of Formula E.
So the overall business is over 100 years old, employs about 105,000 people globally. It's a massive industrial company. We've got 4 major business divisions, and we've got about 19 subdivisions under that. And most of that's all related to essentially coming up with technology which enables a low carbon economy. So we're looking to move equipment around using robotics, using smart electronics, using smart motors, using lots of different tech to basically enable that. And then as an aside of that, we invested in the EV charging business, which then has grown significantly over the last 10 years since ABB invested in that. And then that's where we kind of come all the way in terms of that process. In the UK, we have around about 2,000 employees. So I think we've got 13 different offices in the UK. In London and Holborn, and we've got a big office there which is mainly looking at building decarbonisation. So smart building control, so the switches, the air conditioning, the lights, all completely automated. We've got robotics in the UK in Milton Keynes. Our HQ office is in Warrington. We just won a big project with Warrington Bus for 100 buses, electrified buses in Warrington, as part of a local initiative we did with the local engagement there with the community as well. We've got Bexley Heath, the first UK double-decker pantograph bus charging. If you want to go and see that, it's only 7 miles down the road. We don't generally put electric vehicle charging on the street. We sell our equipment to charge point operators or bus fleets or car fleets. They put those out into the street for the public to use. So we've got around about 2,000 like high power chargers out in the networks through various people. We've got people like Shell, BP, GridServe, Lidl. You know, you go to these supermarkets, you find them in the car park. They haven't got ABB logos on them, but they're ABB, basically DNA underneath, and they've been white labelled by us. In the UK today, you probably have approximately 50,000 chargers in the ground, some of which are just slow AC chargers, so overnight charging your car where you're putting maybe 100 or 200 miles in your car over a longer period of time, or maybe 100 miles in, say, 4 hours. And generally you want to charge your cars when you're doing something else. So I like to charge my car when I'm doing something else. So I'm not sitting there waiting for my car to charge. I'm either sleeping or gone to the cafe or gone to use the toilets in a service station, and my car's then charging. So I think the current situation with the equipment and out there's like 50,000, and the projection is of something, or the stats say we need something like 300,000. Does anybody agree with that number? Is that the number that's banded around that we need? So we're sort of 1/6 on that journey sort of thing. In terms of what I would call the difference in charging with conventional or fueling a conventional vehicle versus electric is you leave home with maybe 150, 250 miles in your vehicle if you're lucky to be able to charge overnight, either on your street or on your drive or somewhere that you can charge your car. So it's a very different journey experience. So if you want to do just conventional charging like that and you don't really use your car that much, you're probably never going to plug in anywhere else. You might plug in at a restaurant or somewhere. A lot of people are putting charging into supermarkets, into your local car park. There's like 3 or 4 around me now. The pub car park's got, you can go and get a cup of coffee and charge your car for 10 minutes. It's a great way of doing it. And I think that will evolve. You get more of this, what we call destination charging. So you're at a destination, you're at a shopping mall or somewhere else. And I think that will continue to grow. And just looking at last year from the year before, if you look at that part of the market, that the number of those bits of kit has doubled. And if you look at ultra high power rapid charging, so if you look at, say, motorway service stations around the motorway, we had a legacy of electricity. I think everyone, every journalist hated electricity's network, which was actually at the time remarkable that they did that network, because that was really sort of enabled the thing to work-ish. But that's all been ripped out now, that's all been replaced, and now some other large venture capital companies are now building this proper network. The government's saying 6 big chargers on most of these networks. But the private sector is already outstripping the government legislation. People like Exeter Services now, they've put 25 Tesla chargers there, there's 25 GridServe chargers there. National Grid have done a special project to put a rapid deployment big transformer there to power all this stuff. It's like the size of a small town, the amount of energy you need to do this. But all these enablers come, so it's a massive difference from where it was and where it's got to go. And I think you'll see the high power chargers on the motorway network will again double again this year probably. So again you'll see, you go on, I don't know, does anybody travel around the motorways and use electric car drivers? Okay, so you must have noticed a massive difference on the fact there are actually some decent chargers available in lots of locations, and it becomes a functional thing. There's 1 million cars now, and projection by 2030, if you look at, they'll possibly take some of the 30 million cars off the road, is my personal opinion, because people are getting to sharing vehicles and will have devolution of transportation in some format as in a passenger car. So I think that will dramatically change the composition. So if we say there's 10 million cars, we've got 1 million now, so we're going to have 10 times more EVs on the road at that stage, and probably a good percentage of that, I think a third, is related to what I would call light commercial vehicles. Like if you go around the motorways in the UK, you probably notice every other car is a white van or some sort of commercial vehicle. That's a key part of decarbonisation.
It must be a great time to be ABB at the moment, because every 2 or 3 years we're seeing a radical change to the infrastructure that supports electric car charging. That means every 2 or 3 years your company has to re-deliver the new ideas and turn them around very quickly. How do you do it?
With any new technology or newest technology, I think we talk about the transfer from the track to the high street being about 3 or 4 years, or 5 years probably in a vehicle evolution time frame. So I think from our technology point of view, we're always trying to, again, do more with less. And I think that's, you always try and make something with less material content, use less electricity, be more efficient. And also from a user point of view, we're trying to work with people to make that kind of plug in the car experience more and more simple. I think today, again, from the EV drivers to today, the standard is just a contactless debit card or credit card. I think that's recognised as an easy win for lots of people, and the government's legislated that as well. In the future, very shortly, you'll start finding a bit more like the Tesla experience, where the charging network recognises your car as soon as you plug it in, and then the system then starts the charging automatically. So you don't have to get around, get your card out. It's raining, you just get out, plug it in, run off, and it just takes care of itself, and your app tells you you're charging type thing. So I think that the contact point for the equipment is where we spend a lot of money looking at then how that will work in the future. And we've invested in some specialist companies like Switch in London, with specialists in the communication protocols and the certification of your car. So your car almost becomes like a credit card. It's got a specific valued certificate that when you plug it in, it goes to the back end, it goes off, checks in the cloud somewhere, you've got a valid token to pay for your charge session, and then it instigates the charge session. But that's actually, to have that all happen in real time is quite a complex system. It's standardised in a standard called 15.11.8, and then to implement it you have to have the banks involved, whoever you're doing, you have to issue the certificates. It's quite a complex fiscal sort of project. So that's where a lot of focus is going, and efficiency improvements and user improvements. And again, we get beaten up a lot of times. We go, oh, well, you're a bit more, as in our equipment sometimes it's considered to be slightly expensive. And then I say, that's fine, but come and have a look at our office in Milton Keynes, because the charger outside is 10 years old. It's still delivering energy, it's still serviceable, we can still supply spare parts, we can upgrade it it's got an element of longevity built into it that's going to last 10 years. And when you're talking a commercial asset that's on the street, you need something that's robust.
You're not active in hydrogen as a means of energy storage. You specialise in batteries, don't you? Do you do gravity stuff? What else? How else do you store?
We are involved in various energy storage projects. In the UK, we've got one project we did with Statcraft in Liverpool, which is actually a rotating mass, and that's to improve where you've got lots of
flywheel.
So flywheel. So you've got a rotating mass flywheel system. So it's a form of energy storage, but I think it's like 150 megajoules of stored energy, and that's designed so you get a big solar park, say 50 megawatt solar park. When the sun's out, there's 50 megawatts of energy coming into the grid. You get a cloud that drops to a megawatt like that. And so the grid's got to take up this energy. So one of the ways of doing that is to have a big rotating mass, creating stability for the grid. So we do lots of things related to grid stability. Battery energy storage, we're involved in some large projects with Vince again, actually, with some large projects where we've done wind farm, battery energy storage. In terms of manufacturing batteries or other technology, we don't get involved directly in manufacturing batteries. We use them as a medium.
The introduction of solid-state batteries in cars is going to put extra pressure on energy delivery. The Formula E chargers charge at 150 kilowatts, is that right?
Yeah.
With solid-state batteries, which is what we're at 5-10 years away from that now. You can dump in as much as you can deliver.
Yeah. So
are you working on that? How do you do that? Do you chill the connector?
Yeah, you do. You do that anyway on commercial vehicles. You chill the connector, and even some of the car OEMs would chill the connectors to the point where it mates into the car. We chill the cable. Go and look at the girls on Track Charger. That's got 500 amp 1000 volt cable on it, and it's only got conductors the size of this because it's also got a bio-oil type situation cooling the cable. So all those technologies there, all those things are being investigated and looked under and top secret, so you won't get too much out of me on it, but certainly, and obviously when you start getting large batteries that have got almost like physics similar to capacitors, then you get into capacitive charging to dump energy quickly. So there's another way of doing it. At some point you have to say, what's the point in doing this fast? Because where are you trying to get to? So I think there's some, again, use case dependent. Okay, the race cars might want to go like that because it's a pit stop, but for you and me, I don't care. I wake up every morning, my car's full of electricity, I've got 200 miles in my car, I really don't care how fast it is. When I'm trying to get somewhere, I can still fill my car at 150 kilowatts, and by the time it takes me to go to the bathroom, get a coffee, come back to my car, it's 15 minutes. I've stuck 130 miles in my car. So going super fast is possibly creating inefficiencies, you're stressing components. So again, it's a bit like having a bit more of a holistic view about, what is sensible, which means we're saving energy, we're not generating too much heat, so we're doing the transfer. So I think, all those technologies will evolve, but I think they need to be fit for purpose as well.
Gareth Jones of space!
That's the sound of a DLR train, driverless electric vehicle, running alongside the London ePrix XL circuit, which is around and inside XL. I'm standing outside on a balcony at the moment. The cars have just finished the first part of the qualifying session, and hearing the cars out here with no commentary to interrupt it, you get a good idea of what Formula E cars sound like. The sound of cars on their warm-up lap, not quite at full throttle, but you can hear the vortices leaving the aero of the car, and you can hear the drivetrain and the whistle that they make. It's quite intoxicating being outdoors. I can't wait to hear it when we go indoors, but let's just hear them go round at pace now. How long's a lap here, Tycho? Do we know? It's got to be 1:30 or something?
It's not even too sure, to be honest. I haven't had a look on the scoreboard yet.
It's a 2 kilometre, just shy of 2 kilometre circuit. Here we go. Listen. Oh no, it's a DLR. Rather more sedate than a Formula E car. Here we go. Yip, it said. Hear that? Yip. That was one of the Neo cars going past. That yelp that they make when they go straight past us here, I'm wondering what that sound actually is. If it's just an echo of something reverberating on the circuit, or is it the car itself? Curious sound. It goes yip, yip. Here we go again. You can hear them in the distance. That whistle. There you go, DLR and Formula E at the same time. Yeah, they're winding the pace up now. Right, we're going to go inside and listen to them from the grandstand. Welcome to the grandstand. We're in grandstand 4 by the final turn onto the start-finish straight, and you can hear the buzz. There's plenty of people here. The grandstands are packed as far as I can see down the entire length of the start-finish straight, as the cars are just leaving the pit lane and doing their warm-up lap. We should see, is this Rennie Rast in, is this the DS? I'm no authority on Formula E. I can see a Jaguar getting ready to come out.
So right now we're waiting for the quarterfinals, I believe, of the one-shot qualifying system that they've got for Formula E. And we've got Stoffel Van Dorn versus Mitch Evans.
Yeah.
They've let the public or the crowd do a vote, it seems, on the screen, and it thinks that 85% of the public think that Mitch is going to outclass Stoffel Van Dorn, the former F1.
Disappointment.
Yeah, the former F1.
Oh, that's unfair. He was great in F2. Yeah.
We liked him, but he didn't last.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, welcome everybody if you're just tuning in to Gareth Jones on Speed. And yeah, we're here for the Formula E.
I think it's Tycho Jones on Speed today. You're doing a better job than me, brother.
If you're listening, here's Tycho Jones and Gareth Jones. We're in the grandstand, and the atmosphere is electric.
You had to say that. It's actually quite a buzz. The cars look magnificent, and they are quick these days. The Gen 3 cars are proper quick. Add that to the close proximity that you get with Formula E, with it being indoors, and it does look spectacular.
And of course, we got to thank ABB for bringing us here today.
Yeah, top work.
Yeah, great technology.
Here we go. That's Stoff in the McLaren. Outside, we're watching on the screen. There are plenty of screens around at the moment as he dives.
Who are you rooting for in this matchup, Gareth?
Well, Stoff. Definitely Stoff.
Yeah, definitely the underdog. Definitely Stoffel Van Dorn.
Here we go.
I believe that was Mitch Evans.
Yeah, Mitch. He's turned out to be pretty handy.
11 flat for him, but Mitch Evans still knows in second.
And here we go. That's quite a scream, isn't it? You can hear the tyres fighting for grip round the corner because they run on these fairly hard Hancock tyres, which are grooved, which means they can run in the wet or the dry. That's it. Those are your tyres. Mitch Evans got Stoff there.
Yeah, he got him by 6/10 around this windy circuit.
That's a heck of a difference on a little circuit like this, isn't it?
Yeah, again, the Australian driver has seemed to out-trump the Dutch.
He's a New Zealander, isn't he, Mitch?
The final corner, across the line, 3.96 tenths of a second to the 4 tenths.
Great support from the crowd. Really appreciative.
Two of the semi-finals, Eve will go head-to-head with Mitch Evans.
Gareth Jones on speed.
That is also the sound of Formula E. We're in the fan zone, which is an enormous area that takes up 50% of Excel as far as I can tell. There are loads of things to do. The obvious drive the circuit virtually sort of thing. ABB have been showing us some of the projects that they've got going here. They took us into the pit lane and explained how the ABB chargers work, and they charge at 160 kilowatts. That's for one car, but you can charge two cars at 80 kilowatts, so nowhere near as quick as I thought it might be, but they still have plenty of time to put the energy in their cars between sessions. So why over-engineer a system when it will work for you perfectly well at a reasonable pace, you know, without having to get into chilling cables and connectors because you're dumping 350 kilowatts in. Right, keep it simple. Yeah, ABB have got a program called Girls on Track, where they're trying to engage young women, young girls, with engineering. Now, this is something I've been involved with for many, many years in science, technology, engineering and maths, STEM subjects. We need more diversity in motorsport, and that comes from representing 50% of the demographic of the planet a little better than we have been doing up to now. How is it, Tykes? What's the vibe in the fan zone?
The fan zone is great vibes. We got a mixture of activities, people relaxing, charging their phones, beverages, video games. Yeah, there's something for everyone here, I believe.
Yeah, noisy though, isn't it?
Yeah, you can hear the screeching soles of the tyres
The soul.
as they're getting released,
Yeah.
driving around the track.
There's someone doing laps in I think an electric Fiat 500. It's a tiny circuit, barely much longer than the car itself, but they're giving people rides. That's fun.
Yeah, and I just did a reaction challenge thing where you have to hit the lights in 30 seconds, and my score was 48 in 30 seconds, so...
Is that good?
Should we see? Yeah, well, let's see if you can beat it.
No, not a hope. Should we have a go?
Yeah.
All right, we're going to have a go. Where is it? Oh, I see. All right, so there is a
reaction challenge test.
Yeah, so there are 8 points, each numbered, and the trick is as they light up to hit them, yeah?
Yeah.
And you've got to get all 8.
You got to just hit them as they come.
Right, you're going to have to hold this for me while I do that. Right.
Alright, Gareth, let's see what you got.
Pretty good, my go.
Alright, so Gareth is now about to start the reaction timer. He gets 30 seconds to see how many points he can get. The kids in front of him got an average of about 30. I managed to score 48. 3, 2, 1, let's go, Gareth, and go. Alright, it's a shaky start from the Welshman, but top right. It's a steady score so far. Half the time, and he's got about 17 points. Here we go. Go on, Gareth, get into the swing of things. Go on.
7.
Come on, 5 seconds.
Let's run. 1.
And he gets a score of 27. 27 in 30 seconds.
27 in 30 seconds.
Yeah, 27 in 30 seconds.
And how many do you get, Tykes? 34?
48.
48?
And to give you an idea, like the drivers will be getting over over 60, just to give you a bit of a...
Wow.
Yeah, I know.
I'll never make her a racing driver then, that's what that tells me. This is for a podcast called Gareth Jones on Speed that I've been making for 19 years.
Oh, wow.
And we cover motorsport events.
Yeah,
What's your name?
I'm Claire, also known as the Naked Warrior. I'm a performance coach and I work within motorsport.
Oh, right. So
So this is what I normally train my drivers and teams on.
This is absolutely vital. And can you raise someone's natural performance?
Yeah, we train them. There's different things that I do with them to train their reactions, to train their concentration, to train them physically as well, so that their concentration, their focus lasts longer, and also that they get distracted less. And they'd also really have a look at their nutrition as well to make sure that they're eating right, hydrating right, and fueling themselves properly as well.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you for your time, Gareth.
Appreciate that.
Okay.
Good luck. Bye-bye. Hey, I'm not even in the same league as you, Jones.
Well, I wanted to improve on 48 to be honest, but
you're unhappy with that.
Yeah.
There's a performer for you. Tycho and I are back in the main grandstand on the start-finish straight. And apparently this is it.
The most important week in Formula E history. It started with a world record. Now it is time to crown a world champion. It's time to meet our heroes.
They love hyping it up, don't they? Oh, gonna let some people
And
through.
in 10th position, from this side, put your hands together for Norman Nacho.
Norman, that's a great name for a racing driver, isn't it? Norman. Lots of love for Sam.
the bird's caught.
Cool. Stoffel Van Dorn, Stoffel Van Dorn, Stoffel Van Dorn on his immaculate lawn.
I like calling it waffles and prawn.
There's also that. One of the grumpiest people ever to be in Formula One, I believe, Pascal Verlaine.
This man hails from New Zealand. He represents champion enthusiast racing. Give it up for Mitch.
He said his name wrong. It's not Mitch Evans, it's Much Evans, isn't it?
Basic Mitch.
Indeed, the business end. He represents Neil McLaren. He hails from Germany. Give it up for Rene
Rastafari! Rene Rastafari.
He's a legend. He represents Leo 333.
Sweary Dan Tictum.
Sweary Dan. I'm not sure he's a legend because there's documentary evidence that he exists, you see.
And in third place, he hails from Switzerland. Who represents Vision Racing. Give it up for Sebastian Loewe.
Who was in A1 Grand Prix a long time ago.
And he's done Le Mans.
Yeah.
And he's done F1.
Yeah.
He's done the 3. And
He's a champion in this, isn't he? He's the
a
real
veteran.
thing.
He's a veteran.
Now this man, London, get ready for a fairy tale to take place. He's only second on the grid. This man is the favourite to be crowned the world champion. He hails from Leeds. Now he lives in London, England. He is a character on the track. He is a character off the track. We call him the Formula E rockstar. He's the best looking man on the grid. When Lexi's
Jake Dennis, say what you want, the man's got a first name for both names.
Yes.
He will be crowned the first ever Formula E British World Champion, working to win today, and he can win today.
Wow, could happen.
None other than Chip
The way things look at the moment, they've got smoke machines. They filled the track with smoke. They had all the lights off on the track, and all you could see was the blue lights of the cars. We got the cars going out for the formation lap now. They use music. You can hear that constantly to hype things up because we don't have the sound of pre-revving engines, right? So you've got to fill that void. Although Tycho and I earlier on were saying we'd rather listen to the sound of the electronics of the cars than the music. It's a bit distracting. But yeah, I get it why they do it. It's nicely packaged, the whole thing. This is an enormous grandstand. I don't know how many people are here. 60,000 or something? Don't know.
No, not 60,000.
Not 60,000?
I would say 20,000.
I wonder.
Less.
Over the weekend, maybe 60,000. Yeah, 30,000 people here. The grandstands are packed, as far as I can see. I don't know if there's any viewing outside in the circuit. We're poised now, waiting for the lights to go green, for the cars to go off. Everybody's got their phones out. Come on, you Formula E.
You want to see a British driver win it?
Yeah, we do, don't we? Yeah. That's what we want. Well, look, I'd like it to be Sam Bird personally, but it probably ain't going to happen. He's starting from what, 9th, Sam Bird, was it? And they're off. They all got around the first corner without an incident, as far as we could tell. And they've left the building. They're outside now. Oh no, they're still in the building. Now they're outside. How long before they come round in a lap? What's the lap length here? What, 120, 130?
110.
110.
Probably 113, I would say, or 115 at race pace.
Plenty of screens. We can see what's going on.
As the dust gathers.
Yeah, fallen quiet here.
You can definitely smell rubber.
Yeah.
There's not really the normal smells of a motor race, which, you know, the oil and petrol.
Yeah.
You can smell rubber right now.
Yeah. Okay, the safety car or the pace car has pulled in to the pit lane, and here they come round the corner down the straight again. Listen. They're more like F0 cars, aren't they, than road cars?
Yeah.
Cool. Right, let's settle down and see what's going on in the race. The crowd response is really quite something to hear. Wait until the whole field goes past again. You get a cheer for everyone as the car come past, and any kind of incident at the first corner, and you get a great roar from the crowd. So one of the sounds of Formula E isn't necessarily the sound of the cars, but the crowd's reaction, which, I don't know, you go to motor races, you do hear crowd, but not quite as clearly as you do in a Formula E race. Here we go, listen. They come on to start finish straight now.
Whoa!
Yeah. Someone on two wheels.
I think Cassidy just overtook Buemi. I think.
Two Envisions are on top of each other. Yeah.
As they come through the first sector, in fact, the Nonson boy is still ahead of the
He's under the wheel. The front wing's under Cassidy's wheel now.
They're about to pit right in front of us. That's going to be a good shot.
We are directly opposite the Envision team pit. Cassidy will come in, get his new front wing. He's managed to keep it on the circuit. It's dragging behind the front wheel, jammed on the aero by one of the side pods. Still driving. In he comes into the pit now. We can see him in the pit entrance. creeps down the pit lane at walking pace, it feels like. How quick are the team going to be? Let's see. In he comes. Wheels stop now. That looks like they're going to... No, they are going to change the front wing. The pace at which he came in suggested they were going to retire him, but no. Car is rolling around. There's no lock on the wheel when they put the front wing on. They push the car back. They're checking underneath.
Into 20th place.
Yes, they've sent him out. Wow. He's still in it. Huge bit of wing right in the middle of the circuit. Oh, that's bad.
Oh, double crash into that wing right in the middle of the circuit.
One of the Porsches, I think.
Yellow flag.
Out comes the safety car, and everyone breathes for a minute. As the cars go by, speed control, Mitch Evans leading, Wavy second. This is great, really is. You know, I have been critical of Formula E in the past, but I think they've come a long way in recent years. The Generation 3 cars have really changed things. They are properly dramatic. They sound good, they look good, the racing's good, they're on top of each other, beautifully packaged. I remember when I first came to Formula E thinking that the garages that they used, that were all tents, looked terrible, but now they've got proper garages, well, here anyway, because they're indoors, nicely packaged, looks good. It's got to look slick, and it does look slick. Cars are still under full course yellow. How long before we get racing again? It's going to be another lap of the safety car at least. One of the Mahindras leaves the pit. Mahindra, by the way, developing their electric car technology here. Mahindra own Automobili Pininfarina. So the Pininfarina Battista, which actually runs on, I think, a Rimac platform. Is it a Rimac platform, if I remember that right? I think it is. But there'll certainly be a crossover from Mahindra's Formula E learnings, as they say, which they will apply to not only their Pininfarina Automobili cars, but any Mahindra electric vehicle sold around the world too. And there they go, quietly past us again. You can't even hear them now. They're behind the safety car. It's got to come in this lap, surely. They look great under the lights, particularly the DS cars, which got lots of gold on them that reflect. It's really glitzy, and they use lights on the car really well. You know, the blue light over the driver's head, the red lights at the rear. It makes it look electric, doesn't it?
The cars look real good.
Yeah, they are. They really are.
But I think also, you know, when you've got a track which is indoors or floodlit, cars always look better. You know, in Formula 1 and Abu Dhabi and Singapore.
Yeah, it makes them look glossy, doesn't it? Yeah. Hang on, the safety car's still leading them. Say, I want to hear the breakaway, the roars, because there'll be a crunch at the first corner again. You can guarantee it. Guarantee it. Something that caught me out was that they have a standing start in Formula E. I thought that they had, I've watched it recently, clearly I wasn't paying attention. I thought they did rolling starts, but they do a standing start at the start of the race.
It makes sense though, with all that instant torque.
Yes, absolutely, yeah, you can do that. So it looks like the championship won't be settled today because of the position of Jake Dennis at the moment.
Well, we'll see. You never know what might happen.
Yeah.
And it's a long race, still got 20 laps.
Yeah.
So, we'll see. If it goes down to the end of the race and it's not settled today, then that's great for the championship. It's very exciting. But if it is, then that will also be very exciting.
Yeah. And they're off. all safely through the first, left, right, everybody made it. I was predicting that there was going to be entanglement. I was wrong. Quantum entanglement.
25 laps, 18.
And off they go at race pace again. We are 30 laps into this 36 lap race now, and we're under safety car conditions again. And an MGZS has just gone out on the track. Is that a medical car? Didn't look like a medical car, didn't have lights on it.
Might be.
Yeah, because who was it who just hit the barrier there? One of the Nissans, was it? But looked like someone boosted straight into the barrier. We're watching a replay now of one of the Andretti cars fighting his way through he's passing in a really tight place. Is this when it goes wrong? Michael Andretti swearing in the pit lane. Oh dear, he looks very fed up. He's gone home, he's taken his headphones off and he's gone round the back. Oh dear. Poor Michael Andretti. Cars go past behind the safety car. There's one of them running without a wing. Why did he not pit? I think his wing just fell off. What was that? I think they describe XL as Monaco on the Thames now, don't they? It is a very windy, tight, uncompromising circuit, rather like Monaco. Not quite as glamorous as Monaco, but
East London, Monaco.
East London, Monaco, yeah, Monaco, mate. Monaco, yeah.
For the week.
The cars are all bunched up now. I think they're going to get released. There's the use of the music again. Wow. Can Jake Dennis make up those 2 places in 5 laps? I don't think he can. Oh! Just watch someone punt into the barriers. Who was that?
Is that Pascal Verline?
I think it might be. Yeah, it is Verline. Oh! Ouch!
You got to go around the corner, mate.
Yeah, always go around it. Don't go shortcutting. Jaguar, Envision, McLaren. The McLaren is dragging its front wing. Why have they not pitted it? They're not allowed to pit under safety car.
Excuse my language.
Surely they need to. Well, absolutely, 2 of them. Both the McLarens. Is that the other McLaren? Yeah, I think it is. Both got wings trapped under the bodywork, and they're still going round. All quiet in the McLaren pit. Is the pit lane closed? That's what I want to know. Is that why they're not allowed in? But surely it's a safety issue. You have to be able to pit if you've got a front wing missing off your car. You have to.
Looks like he's in the bit of strife. So that's one fewer driver that Jake Dennis is going to have to deal with, which I suppose is a bit of an advantage there for him. It depends on how much racing action. Red flag. Red flag is out.
Red flag. Wow.
The lights have just gone red.
Right.
Those listening.
So they'll pit all the cars, reform a dummy grid, and we'll get a sprint for the last 4 laps.
Should be exciting.
Yeah, I love a red flag.
Gareth Jones of speed!
All the cars have come into the pit now. There's no track action, and it's interesting watching a race indoors because you kind of notice different sounds that you hear when you're outside a race circuit. One of the McLarens came in dragging its wing. It made a heck of a noise, didn't it? Scraping along the ground. And the audience participation is extraordinary. The cars come into the pits, everybody cheers that they're in the pits. That's kind of sweet, right? There are lots of kids here, lots of women here, aren't there? Extraordinary number of women for a motor race. I'd say 50%, right? Good, very good. Well, they seem very relaxed in the pit lane. There's no immediate hurry to get these cars turned around and out there. But when they do,
towards 35-40% women.
Yeah, 40%. Yeah, I wouldn't disagree. It's close to 50%, but not 50%. Yeah, well, judging from our sample around here and the people we've seen walking around, which has got to be a good thing, right?
And the entirely male pit crews.
Oh yeah, all the crews. Yeah. Actually, why doesn't Formula E do what Extreme E does and have 2 drivers, 1 male, 1 female? No reason why they don't. No reason why Formula 1 doesn't do it either. Formula E is very good at fan engagement, keeping stuff going on when there's nothing going on the track. Earlier on we had a performance of a song by, what was the name? Ellie what?
I believe it was Ella Air.
Ella Air, who sadly not on my radar, but bashed out a song for us in a karaoke style on the stage above the pits. And also they have this thing where if you look at the screens, there's a barcode on there that you can scan, opens up a web page where you can connect your phone to the screen and audience members get to appear on the big screen. Taco and I were queuing up earlier on, but we never made the screen, did we?
We weren't pretty enough.
Well, I wasn't. You were.
Longer than 5 minutes.
Yeah, they kept us waiting for, I think, what must have been 10 or 15 minutes. We've noticed that one of the Mahindras is going out for the last few laps without his front wing, because as Tycho observed, if he'd come into the pit and changed his wing, it would have broken Parc Fermé rules and he would have had to start from the back. So it's more advantage for him to try and continue without front wing and retain position than it would be to lose all the positions and try and fight your way back. No hope of doing so. Interesting. So all the cars have now left the pit lane and they're being guided around. Now, will they be released on the first lap? Are we going to get a rolling start? We are, I think, a rolling start as the safety car pulls in.
Rolling start then, it's going to be 4 laps to go until the checkered flag comes out. Just a reminder, Nick Jevon, Sebastian Wade has still got a tag moment at their disposal.
And here we go.
Interesting to see how it plays out in terms of their races and what opportunities it may unlock for those drivers behind.
Mitch Evans will lead the pack. Blamey second. Jake Dennis in fourth. In third, that is, who's that? Dak. Who's that? I really must do my homework.
Da Costa.
Oh, of course. Thank you, Tykes. Antonio Felix Da Costa.
For the Porsche team, who showed us around the garage earlier.
Yeah. I'd forgotten he was driving Porsche. I focused on Pascal Wehrlein. Here we go. Listen to the crowd. Good sound, isn't it? Eh? Well, here we go. We're going to continue for the next 3 laps. Are we going to make it all the way to the end without another yellow flag? In this final section of this episode of Gareth Jones on Speed, we go live, if you like, for the last 3 laps of this race. Although, I'm guessing, are they going to add time?
It says 4 laps.
4 laps, okay, so they've added...
I mean, the red flag probably took away time, didn't it?
Yeah, and they add 45 seconds for every minute that they're under the safety car, I believe. Excitement is Jake Dennis getting a position. He's up to third.
He's in the champion position. I said this.
Oh my gosh! It is going to happen.
Jake Dennis, you know?
Yeah.
So the first time he's come on this side.
Here they come. Oh! Bit of a tight squeeze there.
Still didn't film it, so basically he's just going slower.
Jake Dennis is looking rather good. He is all over Da Costa. He's right on his tail. Oh, and there is an incident. Is that one of the McLarens? Yeah, one of the McLarens is in the wall, so another front wing gone. So we're going to get a local yellow or a full course. I think they're going to go for local yellows, aren't they? The top three. Oh! What the Nissan, there's a right pile up somewhere. Another red flag. Wow. Oh my God. They've all crashed. A complete car jam. 3 lead cars went by. Everybody else is jammed solid on the track. No way past. So reset for the last 2 laps. Oh no. It's so funny. They keep showing replays here, and every time they pull out to reveal the shot of all the cars jammed on the corner by Norman Natto's wisdom of pitching for a corner that wasn't his, taking his front wing off and jamming the entire circuit, cuts the shot of all the cars in a car park, and the entire venue laughs. It just looks ridiculous. Oh dear, that's embarrassing. But hey, Michael Andretti appears to be smiling on screen again now. We still haven't got the cars recovered into the pit. The safety car is waiting at the pit exit, but no sign. The marshals are working frantically to unpick the cars from each other, all tangled up, and I don't suppose you can push a Formula E car very easily. They weigh about 900 kilos. Right, they've got all the undamaged cars moving again. They're coming into the pits. They're clearing the last couple now as they try and push Norman Natto's car back. And once again, a Jaguar comes into the pit this time without a front wing. Hey, who needs front wings, right? Come on, I couldn't have put it better myself. The cars are out on the circuit behind the safety car. When they come through here, they will be released for the final 2 laps of the 2023 penultimate round of the Formula E Championship. Hang on a minute. Yeah, they're going into the pits. What? They've brought the cars into the pits again. And Mitch Evans takes the lead. Okay, so I'm not entirely certain why that happened. Perhaps because the leaders did more laps. What is it, Sykes?
No front wing on, I don't know which car that is. Was that a Jaguar? I'm not sure.
Jag, black and white, yeah.
But it looked kind of funny.
Yeah.
It looked a lot smaller without the front wing.
There are at least 2 cars running without front wings.
It can't be that useful. It's quite a short track. It's quick, but it's not super high downforce. Yeah. So it's probably just better to hold a bit of track position.
Yeah, I think they produce most of their grip from mechanical grip from the tyres and possibly the underbody. I don't know how much the upper surfaces of the vehicle is making a difference, but his balance is going to be all over the place. And he might get past at the first corner. Let's see. All right. Once again, they go around. We're running out of laps.
I bet there's going to be another crash.
Yeah, the
The drivers just aren't in that kind of mood today, you know.
And if you've got cars running without front wings, that raises the chance of that, right?
Nothing to lose.
Chaos. Here we go. We're on the outside back straight where we were watching earlier on. I can see on the screen now they run alongside the DLR track. Mitch Evans is leading the pack. He's going to try and get away from them as quick as he can. Here we go. Here we go. The safety car pulls into the pits. The first car appears at the start of the first corner, the last corner. Wait, now. Here they come. Well, we got away with that pass without any crunching at the first corner. But can they keep it on the black stuff and out of the wall despite having no wings on the cars? Ridiculous. And an incredible achievement if you can. So, the running at the moment. Evans, DaCosta, Dennis, Buemi, Nato, Bird, Seti Camera, and Degrassi, and Dan Tickton in 10th. Sweary Dan Tickton. Here they come again now. There is a bump on the outside of the circuit where the cars leap over and their rear wheels leave the ground as they go over it. I mean, it's quite a roller coaster ride. Jake Dennis still running in third. Have I understood it? If he finishes in third, has he got the championship?
Yeah.
He's got it. Wow. They're holding their breath in the Andretti garage. They've all got their arms around each other. What a difficult day for them. Come on, Michael Andretti, you need some good luck. Didn't have much luck when he was in Formula One. It doesn't look like Andretti have been warmly welcomed into the world of Formula One. So let's wish them well. They're in trouble in IndyCar at the moment as well, but let's wish them well in Formula E. It's a team with a good bit of heritage. They deserve a win. Lap 36. You can see them coming in. There we go now. Oh, is Dennis going to lose his third place? He'll be hard pressed.
He's trying.
Yeah.
He is trying.
Oh, this is terrific stuff.
His girlfriend looks stressed.
Yeah, yeah. They're all the pits. Their faces. They don't look comfortable. It's so close for them now. He's done it, yeah.
Due to a penalty.
Oh, that's done it. All he has to do. He doesn't even have to hold position now because DaCosta's got a penalty, putting him behind. Everyone's standing. We're going to stand for the last lap. Mitch Evans wins. Jake Dennis, champion. Congratulations. And we'll leave it there. And I can recommend, if you love motorsport, whether it's internal combustion engine or it's electric, come and see a Formula E race. And I recommend seeing it at Excel.
Let me wrap this one up. I've been Tycho, he's been Gareth. And this has been Gareth Jones on Speed.
And Tycho Jones on Speed at the London E-Prix. Beautifully done, Jones. Thanks for listening, guys. See you for the next show.
For information on how to contact the show, see pictures, get song lyrics, follow us on Twitter, find our Facebook fan page, or to sponsor the show, go to garethjones.tv. Gareth Jones on Speed is made in London by Whiz Bang.
Gareth Jones!